This is the rapidgun massager. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what this device is. I'll talk about the specifications and features of it. We'll cover what comes with it when you purchase it, and then I'll show myself using it and provide my overall thought. To start, let's take a look at the device itself. This is sort of like a massage gun meets a vibrating stick. This is now the second or third device that I've taken a look at that looks like this in this shape. And I think these devices are going to start to gain a little bit more popularity. As massage guns got really popular, there was sort of this segment of the population that really found that true traditional massage guns were a little too aggressive for them. And so it kind of created a space for devices like this that are a little bit more vibrational. There's always been sort of vibrating stick massagers that plugged in, but as technology evolves from the massage guns into other devices, these types of standalone, cordless vibrating stick massagers are going to become a lot more popular, I think. And what's cool about this is that it creates sort of a hybrid between those traditional stick massagers and a massage gun with the different attachments and some things. So here's what the device looks like. When you take a look at it, you've got an aluminum handle on it. You've got a bunch of different attachments on the top. The handle itself is very reminiscent of, I would say, like a flashlight or a true massage gun handle. So looking at it, you've got the rapidgun branding on the side of it here. You've got sort of this silicone neck. This silicone neck allows the top piece to move around. As you go to the top piece, you have a few different attachment heads that are fixed onto the device. So you have a metal bullet head attachment, which is really firm. You have more of a silicone sort of dampener type attachment that has a little bit of give to it in addition to the neck of the device moving. Then you have this metal sort of oval, saucer shaped attachment head. This is what they call the thumb attachment. So it's really narrow. It kind of comes to a point, sort of the shape of an egg, but it's all polished. You can go the bottom or the top of it, or go on the flat surface of it. And then on the very top of it here, you've got sort of these silicone beads that are more of a large surface area. So that's everything from the top of the device. Looking at the bottom of the device, you've got a couple lights here. You have a light ring. You've got the power button, which has your speed and battery indicator, and then you have a USB-C charging port. So overall, the device is, pretty solid build, good hand feel. I like the metal aluminum, but that's the first thing you see when you open the box. The next thing you see is the case. So it does come with a very firm case. This is firmer than most massage gun cases. It's just got this sort of rectangle shape. It is rigid. You've got the rapidgun emblem on there. You have a small little wrist tag that you can hang it here. You've got two zippers with no branding. Inside of it, there's space for everything. So the cool part here is that the device fits in, and you've got an elastic band here. You've got some cutouts that make it easy to grab and pull out. In addition to the attachment heads that I showed earlier, there's two additional attachment heads, which are just these firm foam balls. And those fit right over the top of that bullet attachment. So you just have to push them on, and you see it transforms that metal bullet to sort of this traditional massage gun ball. So it's just a real firm foam. Now you've got the big one. You also have a smaller one, just depending on what sort of surface area or what sort of knots you're going after. So all in all, you really have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attachments. But then you also have the top, which is sort of this large noded or nodular surface area piece. Then the last thing you get in the case is a USB-A to USB-C charging cord. So just to show again, that plugs right in the bottom of the device, just like that. Now that I've covered what comes with it, let's talk about some of the specifications and features of this. The closest thing I know to compare this to is a massage gun. So that is what I'm going to sort of reference a lot of these specifications in comparison to. And the first thing is going to be stroke length. So the stroke length on a massage gun is typically how far the piston moves the massage head back and forth. For this, because it's vibrational, you don't have a lot of that. And because this doesn't have sort of a piston, the next thing I would normally compare is stall force, but you don't have that on this. And really that would be the force that you need to apply against the device to actually get it to stop. But because you don't have that piston moving back and forth, there's not really much to push against. So I am just going to show myself trying to stop this. So this is the lowest speed here. And because you don't have that huge percussive arm, this device really doesn't stall. I've not been able to make this stall. So unique feature of it being shaped like this with such a small stroke length is that you're going to be able to press pretty deep and hard on any of the muscle tissues that you're trying to massage with this device. Now, this is a 5-speed device. In order to turn the device on, you just press the power button on the bottom. It'll come on to the lowest speed. You'll see it indicated by the light. Now, this lowest speed here is 4,500 percussions per minute or rotations per minute. In order to cycle through the speeds, you just press those buttons there on the bottom. They light up. The top speed here is 6,500 percussions per minute. I don't know if you can really see the vibrations on this, but as I'm holding this, it is vibrating a ton. I can feel it into my wrist. If I go to use it on my arm, it is very, very strong. Like, you can probably hear it, but you probably can't see it all that well, but it is vibrating a ton. And I can feel this like all the way up through my hand. It feels really good on my arm here. Just gonna move this around a little bit more to show the vibrations here. The battery on this is a 2900 milliamp battery. Again, you charge it with that USB-C charging port. It is not removable, so that battery is fixed in place. In terms of adjustability, there's no adjustability to this. It's just the head here on the top that moves around. It doesn't come with a Bluetooth app or anything. The noise on this, it's quiet, but it's a little bit louder than some massage guns, especially on that high speed. And once you start to put it on some of your tissues, you might get a little bit of reverb that you'll hear. But overall, the device itself is pretty quiet. The weight of this is a little bit heavier, though. That's where it's a little bit more unique from a massage gun. You have a lot of weight in this handle. It weighs just under 2 pounds at 1.86 pounds. So could be a little bit heavy for some people. But again, it is pretty much centered in this handle. So it's not like a massage gun where you've got something sticking out or you've got a big triangle where it's shifting it off weight. And it makes it harder to hold because it's sort of a big shape. It's all kind of right in this spot. So I would say if you can handle a heavy flashlight, you can handle this and you're not going to have any issues. The difference between this and a massage gun is it's a little bit harder to get down to your back because you don't have that protrusion that you would typically have from a massage gun. So some of those areas are going to be a little bit harder to reach. And obviously the further you reach, the weight becomes more of a factor. But just know it is a little bit heavy at almost 2 pounds. Now, I do just want to show myself using this in a few different ways just to show how the different attachments can be used. I personally find that this bullet head attachment is absolutely great for my hand and just getting into these little muscles that are in your hand that you would never try to really massage with a true traditional massage gun. If you're somebody that does a lot with your hands, if it's a blue collar job, a mechanic, or things like that, you're going to absolutely love the way this makes you feel in all these little muscles in your hands. The great part, though, is you've got all these different attachment heads that you can rotate through. So if you think the bullet head isn't great in your hand, you can go to the flat surface. But what I actually like doing is taking the top of this bullet head or this flat head attachment. It's kind of like the tip of a spoon. And you can get it between your muscle groups and sort of get underneath the muscle tissue, which is something you can't do with different massage devices. But you can also go to the flat surface and sort of get that larger surface area with a good amount of vibration that's really going to help draw the blood to whatever area you're going through, really relax that muscle tissue. But because it is such a narrow stroke length, it makes it much easier to use on maybe the little more dangerous areas like your neck, or if you wanted to get in some of the tendon areas, like by your Achilles or by your elbow, you're able to do that with all the different shapes here. If you want something a little less aggressive, you have that dampener attachment. You've got the foam balls that you can put on. But the other one that I really like is this top big surface area. I use this if I'm just trying to warm up a large area like my quads or my glutes. If you want to get the pecs, again, just these little rubber nodules on the end of it make it good for just warming up the area, getting a large surface area on the vibration. The vibration really helps to desensitize pain, whether that's pain from a workout or pain from an injury. If it's an injury, I wouldn't recommend that you're using this on that area, but just know it does help desensitize whatever area that you're massaging with this, just because the vibrational really provides a lot of different feedback to your nervous system. So just wanted to show myself using a few of those different attachments and what you can use them for. It does come with an instruction manual that shows sort of which attachment to use on which body part, how long. So that's a helpful little piece of information if you're not sure which ones to use. But as with all devices like this, it really just comes down to where you feel like it is giving you the best relief and what feels the best for you for that specific area. The price of this is currently $163. I got mine. There was a $30 off coupon on Amazon that you could click. So make sure you keep an eye out for that as well. To make it really under $150 is a pretty good price for what this is. It does also come with a 1-year warranty. A few other features of it. It does have a 10-minute auto shutoff, and it does have a pressure sensor on it as well, which I didn't really show. But if you look at the lights, they change colors when you're applying certain pressure to it. So if you are using it in a professional setting, you can just know, maybe it's too much pressure or what when it lights up there. But if I were to offer some thoughts on what I like and what I think could be improved on this, I like the shape, I like the different attachments, and I like that they're fixed on here. I have tried one other device that was similar to this, and just the top function of this didn't feel like it was a super good build quality. This feels like it's nice and solid. None of the attachments up here move. You've got a good variety of attachments between the firm, unique shape, the softer, silicone dampener, the hard bullet here. I like the surface area. I wish it was a little bit lighter. I wish the power button was up here somewhere. The natural way to hold it is like this. So the power and speed button being somewhere right where your thumb would be a little bit nice. Other than that, the case is solid. I like that it comes with the case. I don't really have a lot of negative things to say about it. It would be nice if there was an app, I guess, but even the apps just are more useful for showing how to use it in certain areas. But overall, there's not a lot to be said about this device. Again, this is really only the second or third device that I've taken a look at that does sort of these features. So I don't have a lot to compare this against or to say what I wish it could do better. I think as I see more devices like this, I'll have some more thoughts. But the biggest thing for me is really the weight. I wish it was a little bit lighter, and maybe you could make the handle just a little bit narrower so it's for people that have smaller hands, it fits a little bit better. But generally speaking, it's a pretty solid build quality, and I think it does everything that I expected it to. If you guys have questions about the rapidgun, go ahead, drop it in the comments down below. I will do my best to answer those. If you like videos like this, please consider giving the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel. I always have new products like this that I'm reviewing. So if you want to be on the forefront of new massage technology, my channel is the place to be. But otherwise, that is the rapidgun massager. That's a review. Enjoy your recovery.